Hello there everyone and welcome to GamePoints Presents New World, the upcoming MMO from Amazon, of all things. We'll see if the giant retailer can actually make a decent MMO or not, and, well, a decent game in general. I haven't had a chance to play this yet. I'm going into this relatively blind. I just fired it up to see if it would load, and, well, here we are. So you're going to be seeing things through my eyes for the first time. So if I don't know what I'm doing or if I'm running around like an idiot, there you go. Disclosures out the gate, this copy was provided for free by PR, so thank you very much for the free access to the preview build that is currently going on right now. I actually believe that if you've pre-ordered the game, you also get access to it as well too, so something to consider if you want to go through that route. However, that said, keep in mind, everything that I had to say about this game has been under the auspice of being given a free code. So it's important just to know that out the gate. And of course, almost knocked my tea over. If you like what you see here, you know what streamers want. So let's go ahead and get into it. US West is where I'm at. Character limit per region is 3. That seems kind of low. I don't know what this... So I see what looks to be servers, but I also see like Flooded Plains, Fertile Crescent, Devil's Quarry. I don't know what any of that is. Let's do the medium populated world because why not? Here we go. Play on Crone, Devil's Quarry. You can only have one character in Devil's Quarry world group. You can only have one character in the Devil's Quarry world group. If you ever want to play on a different Devil's Quarry world, you'll need to delete your character and create a new one. Huh. That's weird. So you have your servers, and then it sounds like they're doing like Guild Wars 2, how you have your battleground groups, where you have groups of servers that are dedicated to fight each other, but not the entire server. I think that's how Guild Wars 2 works. I don't know if I like that. But either way, this is just a preview thing, so let's go. Neither here nor there for purposes of today. I like the style for sure. Reminds me a lot of Greedfall.
Tell me, have you witnessed their power? I have. We've all heard the legends. Every child has heard the legends of the cursed sea. The stories of ships vanishing without a trace. How many have been lost over the years? Dismissed as fantasy. The nobles, the church. They all knew the truth. Something out there was growing. Something terrible. The threat grows once more as the bourgeoisie slumber. Your ship is stocked and your crew assembled. We can pretend no longer. Left unchecked, the veil will surely fall, and all will be lost to madness and ruin. This corruption must be stopped.
Hey there, Salty Frank. How you doing? Good to see you. I really like the setting for an MMO. The Age of Exploration style look. It helps that I really enjoyed Greedfall, and I kind of want more Greedfall. All right, let's see what we can make here. Male and female options, fair enough. That hair. Oh, that hair. Kind of like that. That hair's too much, man. You're gonna lose sound for 1 second. That's on me. This is actually an MMO you're looking forward to. Yeah, I like the setting and premise. The problem is with the MMOs is, of course, you never know if it's going to be great or not. Let me clarify that position a little bit more, because that's just nebulous as hell. The problem with MMOs is, by great, is it going to be like World of Warcraft, or is it going to be like Rift? There is some kind of magic that requires the game to fire on all cylinders for it to truly be engrossing. And I do think World of Warcraft matches that. Detractors aside, there are valid criticism about World of Warcraft. And it's really hard to nail it. Additionally, you need to be able to keep people coming back to your game, to keep people coming, not necessarily daily, because I don't want a second job, but at least weekly to play it. And it's really, really hard for an MMO to do that properly. I like this look. With hair like that, the Juggalos are probably playing some droves. Possibly. That's possible. By the way, I know that's a real weak explanation about the MMO thing, but I'm focused on this rather than giving my opinions on MMOs in general. But I have high hopes for it. We'll see. Identity. Bob. Bob is taken. I want an actual name for this guy. Johann Sturgis. That sounds good. Very weak character creation, by the way. Very, very weak character creation. Get stoned? I thought those were whales for a second. I thought those were whales for a second. Alright, first impression at the gate, I really like the world. That looks cool. Big fan of how that looks. It's close enough to that time, for sure, Salty Frank. Okay, not voiceovered. I'm kind of spoiled with MMOs these days. I'm used to all the text being voiceovered, so give me 1 second. There's evil here. The priest called it corruption. I can feel it consuming me. I don't have much time. Take this, keep it safe. It's a crucial key to defeating the veritable army of corruption marshalling here. You'll need help. There are other people on the island. They've battled for ages against retired corruption. Find a settlement, make allies. You must stop this corruption before it escapes and consumes everything. Path of Exile did kind of have like the top-down view of what we're seeing right now, but this is for the tight third-person camera look. Okay. Drag the shield. Light rations into a slot. Consuming food and drink joints. They restores health. Makes sense. And the game just froze on me. And the game has frozen on me. Now I don't have now, and there's the crash to desktop. All right, so an auspicious start to New World. Once again, it is in preview, so just keep that in mind. But not a good first impression of that. By the way, this kind of stuff does not get edited out on the YouTube clip. I want everyone to see exactly what I experienced for the first 3 hours of this game. When does this game come in? That is a good question. Let's see if I can get an answer for you. It is slated for release in early 2021 is what I could find. So still plenty of months to patch that out. And hey, that could have been a one-time only thing. We'll see. Alright, we're going to have to do that again. Fair enough. And he's dead. Dead and dissolved. What is this? Captain Thorpe's box. Okay. Alright, let's try this again. Do I have a map of some kind? Cannot perform that action yet. Alright, it's not an RPG in the sense of like World of Warcraft RPG where you just sit there and kind of take your turns attacking. You actually have full control over your character. You choose when to block, when to hit. As opposed to, I'm going to press the attack button and then he'll attack me back and numbers will appear. Now we got some corruption-y stuff going on there. I wonder if I can remove that to get in there. Ow, shit. That's what I get. Hey. Now, I thought that killed him. He went down to 0 health. I thought that would kill someone, you know? I really like the art design of the game. I'm a big fan of like the statues there, the ship graveyard. Really like the style. Okay, you can't like block mid-thrust. And you don't really stagger too well either. Just kind of pass through that rope. Fair enough. Alright, you have like a scramble. Reduces nameplate visibility to other players. That's cool. I like that. So if there's some PvP stuff, that will get rid of that. I really like that idea. Hopefully stagger's based around something like the Dark Souls Pro stat. Maybe, where if you can increase your stagger resistance. I don't know. Okay, so the break does not do anything. Mastery. Click on Sword View Master Tree for swords. Uh-huh. So every weapon has its own mastery. That does have a cooldown of about 25 seconds. Fair enough. There we go. Biography. No company, no faction. That's gotta be your guild, right? The company. My mouse is showing up differently on OBS than where it's at. For example, my mouse is currently hovering directly under the O on none on my screen, but it's showing off there. So something's not talking right between OBS and this, but it shouldn't affect the way the game looks. Fair enough. Bunch of trade skills. I do like a good trade system and a crafting system in an MMO. I appreciate them. I hope this has one. Hard to tell right now. Man, I really like the art style. You know how long it's been since I've used the equal sign on my keyboard? I don't even remember where it's at. I don't even remember where the equal sign's at. Huh. It's a nice dissolve there. Alright. That looks cool. Do I know if this game will have controller support? Not off the top of my head, but I can take a look at the menu real quick and we'll see. With this much stuff on here, I don't think it will. It might have some kind of weird controller / keyboard support where you can play with a controller, but if you want to do anything else, you gotta use the keyboard and mouse. Though my gut says no. By no means do I know that for certain, though. No, this is New World, Captain Ice Cold. But yes, I get what you mean by that. I'm really digging the art style. I will say that. I really, really appreciate the art style of this game. The animations are a little jank, and you're not quite, like... You have, like, that thing where it looks like you're hovering, where your feet are sinking into the ground. So it's not what I would consider, like, super polished in that regard. But I can live with that. That's something that I'm not going to pay much attention to, except when I'm being extremely critical of the game, which is admittedly what I'm doing now. That just looks wet to stand on. What's up, bro? That's a problem. Hey! Oh, shit. I don't like that I can't, like, interrupt an attack and put up my block. There's also no auto target that I can see. Oh, shit. That's a problem. Alright, smash cut to load screen. Okay. Yes, I like the, as far as MMO goes, I like the combat style so far. It's not overly complex by any stretch of the imagination, but it is engaging. It forces you to actually do stuff rather than go, all right, hitting one, hitting one, hitting one. Oh, cooldown's over, hit two. One, 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 two, three. One, one, one. Oh shit, four. One, 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 one. So you can actually move around. So we got chat up and running now too. Booty Jesus is the very first thing that I see. That's some J.J. Abrams shit. That's not really lens flare. I should take that back. I'll take some flint. First rule of MMO, you pick everything up off the ground. Alright, here we got the map. Alright, that's a decently sized world. Upcoming war. I don't know what these colors are. Probably factions you can join. What is this? Festering Hive. Okay, those are probably your dungeons. No, not that many. With that many, those are probably public quests of some kind. Those are probably public quests of some kind. View tax info. Alright, so there has to be some kind of setup where a clan can take over a territory, set tax rate, get income from that. I've seen a couple of MMOs do that before. Yeah, I've seen a couple of MMOs do that to where if you have control of a territory, you can actually set tax rates in inventory. So, for example, let's say my clan has control of a zone. I can set a tax rate where anything crafted or anything sold in that area, I get a cut of. So let's say Bob sells 15 flint for 10 gold, and my tax rate set at 10%, my guild in its collective bank gets a gold. Buy territory reward, huh? It's not the first time I've seen that in an MMO. Or something like that. Where the hell are we going? Well, there's a waypoint up, so let's go to the waypoint. Got a lot of flint. And who knows if that's how this works in this game, by the way. It might not. If I didn't know better, I think there was something controlling these storms. As if they know when a simple ship's approaching. Being stationed on this beach, I've seen dozens of them spin up out of a clear blue sky. Sky. Something might be strange going on here. Thank you for marking if something has already been read or not. Supply cache. I got some sandpaper. Okay. Just everyone crafting at the same campfire. You get experience for reading stuff too, it looks like. 17 drowned today. Minor damage to my armor and will need to repair after this report. Spotting more of them grouping together may indicate a change in their tactics. More today than yesterday, but the same routine. Let's take a look at what we got. Aha. Melee weapons, ranged weapon and some melee weapons, intelligence for magical attacks, focus for mana regen, and abilities that have cooldown times, and health. Only 5 stats, but I have been playing games like Wasteland lately, which have 7 or 8, I believe. So it seems smaller than it might actually be in comparison to most MMOs. I could just be tainted by what I've been playing recently, is what I'm saying. I kind of want to just go ahead and start putting into intelligence, because I am going to be a mage of some kind if I can. I just need to find a fire staff of some kind, I guess. Respec for free. I'm sure that increases as you get more advanced. View milestones. Okay, fair enough. It looks like you can. It says respect free right here. By the way, this playthrough is going to be full of me looking at menus and trying to figure things out. It's going to be kind of boring from that retrospect. Oh, this is a surprise. I did not see many of the living washing up on this beach, despite being surrounded by them. Were you caught out in that strange red storm earlier? Seems the numbers of the drowned will increase yet again. Looks like you've lost everything but your blade in that box there. Here, I have a spare set of boots that may fit you. I always feel better about facing the day with my boots on. Well, thank you. I normally not ask stuff from you, but I would normally not ask something from someone freshly crawled up from the surf like you, but I do need backup. You have a blade, and you don't look useless, so you've just been recruited. Those undying bastards started to push up to the beach. My duty is to push them back. While I take them around here, I need you to clear up the next wave around Duncan's Docket. Here, I'll mark them on your map. Be cautious with the drowned. They may seem sluggish, but I've seen them band together and apparently tear apart plenty of overconfident fools. Gotcha. So, what you're telling me is... Where is my equipment screen? Oh, it's over here. It's all the way over here. All the way to the left. We have a weight. Combined weight of your equipment determines your equip load, which affects your ability to dodge. Okay. That's good to know. So that is a little... I am loath to compare anything to Dark Souls, but it's just a very easy comparison to make. Where once you get, like, I think 50% equipment load in that game, you no longer are as speedy on the dodges, and you hit 75 and it's another milestone. Same idea. It also looks like anyone can be everything. So no need to reclass. You just learn what weapon skill you're focusing on at the time. Alright, so I guess we're heading down that way. Hold on, what are these? Before I do this, I want to find out what that is. I want to find out what this question mark is. There has to be some kind of mount as the game goes on, you'd think. Kane's not. Where's that guy going? He knows something I don't. I don't have a jump. I'm looking this up. Don't hit me, bro. That counts to the quest, so I did not have to go the way it said for me to. So that's good. What do we have here? Can I actually get in any of this? No. No. So it's the supply cache that... Hey, Elon Musk is playing. Look at that. The Elon Musk in the flesh. Who knew? Let's just kill the stuff here while we're here. I should probably pay more attention to that. I hate that I don't have a jump. I actively hate that. It bothers me. I'll save you, bro. I'll help you. Hold on. I saw something about fresh water. Where'd it go? Oh well. It's gone. Thanks, Elon Musk. Lot of flint. Oh, so not only do I have to kill that much, but I still actually have to go. Okay, fine. Fine. I doubt respec will be free in the full game. I doubt respec will be free in the full game. It's a lot of bird. But the music is very subdued. Let me actually turn up the music on my end just a tad, so you can probably hear it some. Alright, now that I have actually been here. I like that they do show up on the map. Part of me enjoys that. Yeah, Salty Frank, I can tell you right now, I don't hate it. The crash to desktop earlier aside, this game's made a decent first impression so far as MMOs go. I don't hate it. That's just a lot of people standing around. Well done, recruit. No, I didn't follow you, but you can always tell when one of the drowned has been brought down. Smell of the ocean water and rotting fish. It's nice to have another strong arm on this godforsaken island. We can certainly use it. Now that you have a bit of breathing room, I can introduce myself properly. I am Watcher Lynch. It's my job to keep those drowned witches at bay. Make sure they do not make it all the way to the settlement. And, if I'm lucky like today, I get to meet the rare few who survive on the trip through the storms. the rare few, and help get them back on their feet. First, though, tools. You never want to be without tools here at Ternum, especially not a skinning knife. Go collect some flint from the beach and wood from the bushes nearby, then make a flint skinning knife. Let's equip that bow. Okay. One, you need arrows. That's something to keep in mind if you're going on a raid or something like that and you want to be a ranged guy. You're going to need arrows. Two, I like that you can still bash someone with the bow. Hello there, Imperial. How you doing? Captain Ice Cold, enjoy your lurk. I will catch you next time. I can harvest faster than you. And I already have the flint. Excuse me. Well, shit, let's make the other stuff, too. The hell's that? That scared the hell out of me. What the hell was that? The hell was that? I guess proximity chat? I want to make sure that I actually have that turned off so people don't hear me babbling. Let's just do that. Okay, it is push to talk. Oh, man. I'm going to keep that on disabled just in case. So I don't want to, like, my commentary bleeding over there. That scared the hell out of me. You're gonna love it with proximity chat. I am not a proximity chat guy myself. I like the idea of it, but man, it's I rarely chat with people in these games to begin with unless I'm in a group with them. That's fine work there. You have a bit of the eye for this, and knowing how to make tools in the field is a useful skill to have. Once you get out there into the wilds, there's no one to rely on but yourself. You have to make sure you'll never get caught unprepared. But out here, being prepared is how you die. Now, how about we test out some of the borers around here that have been causing so many problems. Very standard go out and kill X number of things. I don't know if you know some, but the borers nearby are ravenous menace. They break into food stores, eating whatever they can, trampling on the rest, which has made them fat and lazy. Now, you have been cooped up on your ship for who knows how long, eating hardtack and sock pork and beans. But if you bring down one of those borers and put your new skinning knife to the test, you can use my campfire to roast up a big boar steak. How's that sound? Okay, fair enough. Well, as much as I would like to have my magic up or anything, they haven't given me anything yet. Oh man, they haven't gone out so far. You're just gonna make a tanky war with a big hammer, just roll up on people, get base boosted monsters as you gank them. Games like that, Imperial developer, you have to play how you want to play. So don't play it because it's the right way to do it. It's your game. Play it because you want to play it that way. I know it wants me to go that way. We're going to go off the beaten path here a little bit. I want to look around. That's a level 4 guy. I should be able to take him, right? Oh, yeah. Fair enough. Oh, red meat. That's red meat that I need to survive. Okay, enemy AI looks a little stupid. Especially given the fact that he literally just ran around for a second there. Okay, I can dodge. I can interrupt with a dodge. Kind of. Yeah, you can kind of dodge mid-swing. Not always. What the hell's that? Y'all saw that guy in the background, right? Oh, maybe it was an NPC or a not NPC, a player character. Maybe it was just someone walking up there. It looked very stiff. I thought it might have been some rare mob or something. See, that's what I want. I want that staff. I absolutely want that staff. Okay, they have a decent leash. Oh, it did drop something. Oh, this means I can use my bow. Or do I actually have to equip the arrows? Yeah, I gotta equip arrows too. Let's hunt this boar. Oh shit. There we go, handled. Gonna harvest this boar. It's gonna be great. We're gonna cook the light ration. We're gonna feast. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be the best goddamn meal I've ever had. $35 to track tracking and skinning. Okay, well hold on. Oh, interesting. So the better stat you have in that, the bigger the animal you can track. Okay. I kind of like that. I like it. I'm into it. Oh my god, this takes forever. You get a lot of wood from it, though. But that takes, I mean, if I was reading the skills right, the more you do it, the faster you'll get at it. But as of right now, man, it takes forever. Alright, so let's back to chat here. So a lot of press is saying this game is set for early 2021, but the website set for this beta says the game starts in spring 2021, and the Amazon store page says May 25th, 2021. All of those are technically correct. So let's say it is May. So if it's August now, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, 9 months out. 9 months to polish it up. I can swing it. I can dig it. This isn't that bad so far. It is very standard. It's very stock MMO. I have played MMOs with this combat system. The combat system is very simple. One button to block, one button to attack. Hold the button down to do a heavy. And you get a couple of cooldowns. There's nothing too unusual about that. But I definitely like the theme. I like the look of it. Let's equip that sword back. Oh, where do I get the gun? I want that gun. I for sure want that gun. Audio's going to disappear for 2 seconds. That's on me, not the game. Assuming you can hear the audio begin with. It's a very quiet game. Let's cook that light ration. Health recovery. Hold on. Let's go back to that again. Recovery food, so mana, defense, health. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, etc. Okay. I'm into it. I like the crafting system to a degree so far. I like how it's presented. Nothing beats the smell of fresh meat and open fire, am I right? Even covers up the smell of the drown coming up from the water. Now, it doesn't seem like much, but both hunting and preparing your own food are important skills here in Eternum. Sure, you'll never starve to death here, but there's no better way to celebrate victory than to sit down for a nice feast. Say, you've had a death grip on that box since you arrived. Why is it so important? No, I haven't heard of any Captain Thorpe. Every ship to land ashore, every soul sucked into the deep. Such a waste. Lives snuffed out like a candle. Ruins of this palace. Rumors of this place in the old world made it sound like paradise, but no. It's the other. But with a prettier face. I don't give up my fight easily, and I don't think you will either. You have seen those shipwrecks in the shallows. Those drowned have kept me busy here, so I have not yet searched them. Go take a look and try to find anything that can help us stay alive. Alright. I'm assuming the number... Yeah, Tier 1, Tier 2. Fair enough. Gear score, physical, elemental. Yep. You know, as dumb as it sounds, I like that they actually tell you how to link it to chat, how to drop it, how to equip it. It's just all there, rather than figuring it out on your own. I like that. There we go. I'm surprised there's not more of a... Well, tracking comes later, so I guess that is the case. I have to level up first, and then I learn how to track it. One second, you are going to lose the audio again, by the way, real quick. You know, I did this already. It's just I did it before I got the quest. Does that count? Yes, it does. Gambler's dice. What the hell's gambler's dice do? Mission item. Okay, so it's part of the quest. Fair enough. That looks like a third one right there. Oh, buddy. That's not a chest. That's some dude just laying there. Yeah, he's very sleepy. I don't want to disturb him. Alright. Kill and search for drowned near Blythe's Blunder. Fair enough. We'll go look at Blythe's Blunder. So the map looks cool, but there's very little you can actually do in it. Although I do like the fact that when I harvest this bush, it completely disappears. Well, not completely. There's like the remnant still there. But I can see them playing around with that, hiding things behind that. I don't know if they will, but it'd be interesting if they do. It's like cut down this foliage to get some chest or something. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. What the hell do I know? You can hide in it, though. You can certainly hide in it, because they said your nameplate disappears when you crouch. So if you're sitting in here playing PvP and you're hiding in these bushes waiting for someone to come by, you just come charging out. Which means if you're trying to defend like a castle or something, assuming that there's castles in this game. I get the feeling there was by looking at the war about to start. If you're trying to defend an area, you probably behoove you to remove the foliage in the area to keep people from doing that. Yeah, you can literally bushwhack people. Once again, assuming that stuff is in PvP. I don't know if there's worldwide PvP or if it's dedicated zones or what. I don't know any of that stuff. Ooh, longsword. Oh, shit. Get out of here, Quartermaster. Is that what you were trying to do? Okay, hold up. I got a better sword. Yes. It did say blocking stability. I don't know exactly what that means, but that might be like your pro stat you were looking for earlier. To whoever said that. I don't quite remember who was asking that. Oh, shit. And this guy. This guy looks like he's good enough for a fifth. Alright, got our second weapon slot unlocked. Let's level. I know I'm doing that weird overall, just take everything thing, but until I figure out what weapon I want to use, that's how it's going to be. We can always respec later. Weapon Mastery. Weapon skills are advanced by using each weapon of that type. Each level grants a point to spend to unlock upgrades specific to that weapon. So I have no mastery here. But I do have one here. Okay, hold on. Back to where we were. So here's some shields, so sword and board stuff. I wonder if there's like a two-handed sword. I have to wonder if there'll be... Oh, two-handed weapons. One-handed weapon. Fair enough. All weapons backstab dash. But okay, so positioning matters. Well, let's do this. Damage scales of strength and dexterity. We can see that underneath there. Right there. Alright. Search crates near a sail schooner. Fair enough. We can do this. Eh. They'll stop. Okay, you can jump if you're running. Like, standing and jumping that, but if you're standing still, you just dodge. Or not doing anything at all. But if you're running... Or maybe not. Oh, no, you have a stamina. I see the stamina. That was stagger. I did stagger him. Alright, now return to watch your lunch. Ooh, flat bow. Yeah, that's not what I meant. It is smart enough to compare it to the actual other bow that you have, but not smart enough to replace the bow if you click on it. Okay, it's weird determining what you can and can't scramble over. What the hell's all that? What was this smoke appearing and disappearing up here? This guy needs to calm down. That guy needs to calm the hell down. Oh, shit! How long does that take? I want to cut this tree down. I'm actually tickled pink I could cut that entire tree down. I like it. The question is, does it actually block you? It does. Well, kind of. It does block your progress. Hey, stop that. So if it blocks your progress and you can cut it down and it no longer blocks your progress, there's some shenaniganery that can happen there. There's some PvP stuff that you can do with that. Hopefully, not that this game has it, but there's potential of having it. Anyways, be welcome, friend. And what might have you brought back from your hunt? These dice, common sailor trappings. More interesting on these bottles and this cauldron. These are bottles I used to carry small amounts of Azathoth, and this cauldron carried quite a bit of it. You say you found these bodies of the drowned? This doesn't make sense. Drowned don't think. They don't plan, they only destroy. What could they want with Azathoth? Azoth, rather. Azoth? Azoth. 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 This is concerning. No, this can't be right, but it's the only thing that makes sense. I've seen the drowned carrying iron-bound casks toward Tideswallow Cave nearby. Thought that was just a reflex, some memory from being aboard a ship. Perhaps there's no more left to them than I thought. Perhaps they're collecting Azoth in these casks. If that's true, and they find a way to harness the Azoth's magic, we could all be in danger. Please, would you investigate the cavern? Sure. Play around with that hammer a bit, too. Oh my god, that hammer. Okay, the map is... Map just feels a little empty. But it's big. It just feels empty. Excuse me. Look at that zombie run. Yeah, stagger's definitely a thing, because I'm staggering it when I'm hitting it with that. I don't know if you all heard that. I did. Looking for crates. Get out of here. That looks like a crate. That looks like a big one. Alright, that's one. Okay, I broke his shield by just attacking him. So it looks like they also have a stamina meter too. Probably the more damage you do to it, the more they take away. Until you eventually shatter it. If I had to venture a guess. Block Breaker, an attack effective against blocking enemies, or Crowd Crusher. Let's do Block Breaker. I feel like I want to ramp up the bow skill here real quick. Alright, go back to the Watcher. Very generic quest so far, but they're all designed to get you to play around with the new weapons they're getting too. I can already tell that. How far can I fall before I take damage? You can fall a decent clip. That didn't take much at all. I think headshots actually do matter. Yeah, I think headshots do matter. Let's test that out. Let's find something. Let's find something random here. It's kind of on his own. Shit. Try to shoot him in the head if we can. Yeah, headshots do matter in this game. When it comes to aiming that bow anyways. I can make a straight wooden sword. Good to know. Don't have tier 2 or above on that, though. Can make some arrows. Alright. This is knotted to be sure. Have you recovered the casks? But they have no more than a drop of Azoth left between them. Did they find some other use for Azoth then? No, the Drowned aren't intelligent enough to make complex plans. If anything, they would have used it for... And if anything, they would have used it for what would have been noticed by now. It is possible that someone else claimed it. Perhaps the corruption somehow ordered the Drowned to gather the Azoth for them. That'd be a horrible situation if true. No matter what happened to it, it seems to be gone from here. Magistrate Bond would want to hear of this development. Thank you for your assistance here, friend, but my duty bids me to stay here and hold the beach. But I would not have liked to fall at the hands of the Drowned. Had my concerns about the Azoth held true. Honestly, I prefer not to fall anything on this island, given what can happen. In any case, I mentioned that Magistrate Bond must be notified. Please take this right to her. I have introduced a list of your actions here, as well as a letter of introduction. Follow the beach road behind us to the settlement. I am certain she will want to meet you. I have marked your location on the map. Ah, going all the way to the settlement. Okay. Going all the way to the settlement. That makes sense. So, impressions so far. It is... I love the world. By that, I don't mean necessarily the lore, because I don't know enough about the lore. But the style of the world, I absolutely love. I love the whole Age of Exploration vibe I get from it. The exploration of this new land. The fantasy elements are pretty generic. Drowned zombies, corruption, possessing bodies, stuff like that. That's all generic. The combat is enough to keep you engaged so far, but very repetitive. That could change as the game goes on. The crafting system seems cool, and I like how the actual tree will fall down or disappear or whatever when you harvest it. I like that while it takes a long time to cut a tree down, you get a lot of resources in that tree. I'm getting like 35 to 40. Hey, hold on. I need that brush turkey. Huh. What if I rest? Fully rested, fair enough. Anyways, back on here. The fact that there's another one right here makes me wonder if I can create those campfires. That's gotta be the city, right? Let's find out what this is up here. I'll help cure that bear. Or full moon wolf. What the hell was that? That sounded like a plane crashing. That dude just went. I don't know where he went, but he did. What's in here? Nothing. Nothing is in there. Fair enough. The world is pretty. The world is very, very pretty. I like it. Anyways, like I was saying, the combat itself seems pretty repetitive so far. I'll be curious to know how things like dungeons, raids, etc. go. How PvP is going to work. That's all stuff that I'm probably not going to be able to hit during this initial 3 hours, but we'll see. Yeah, I gotta have something that can make those campfires. That's tier 3 camp. Alright, I like that the city is the size of a city, not some weird... Like, this is the size of what a house would look like, right? Enter house menu, purchase house. So you can buy a house in the game, a la Final Fantasy 14. The hell? I hear what sounds like an aircraft about to crash, and then it cuts. Okay, arcane repositories where you make the magic happen. Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, there's a tax to craft here. Syndicate Alchemist. The Syndicate faction NPC. Okay. In trading posts. Kitchen, loom, outfitting station. Those are the same colors that are up here. So you're probably join one of 3 factions and then duke it out. I'm not going to read all of this. These factions represent the individual interests and motivations that shall be introduced to every new Denzian. Alright, fair enough. I'll deal with that later. Okay, jeweler. Fletcher. I mean, this is very, very much an MMO. Wait. I don't have the resources for it. That's got to be some kind of Hearthstone, right? And that's what that jet engine noise is. Set recall point, sure. How do I crawl like that? How can I go about crawling like that? Prone toggle. Oh, baby. I'll take all that, sure. Someone just wants to leave that there, I'll take it. Equipment load is now normal. Ah, like an actual... Okay, yes. Gun. Yes, musket. Hell yeah, I'll take that. That's not what I wanted. I don't like that there's no, like... I have to actually mouse over everything to see what's the best. Don't like that at all. Because there's no real differentiation between the weapons other than, hey, this one has a higher stat. But if I have 20 swords, they all look the same. There we go. Now I look stupid. That well's glowing. Of course I want whatever's in it. Another newcomer to the settlement. Be welcome. You have something for me, hmm? Ah, you've already met Watcher Lynch, I see. Her concerns are troubling, particularly if the corrupted are truly involved. But it looks like if you were able to resolve the situation easily enough, and earned her trust as well. Watcher Lynch also mentioned something in her writ about a Captain Thorpe. No, I'm afraid it's not passed this way. And as for that strange box of yours, let me investigate it a bit while you get familiar with the settlement. I'll point in your right direction to get started. Watcher Lynch seems to think highly of you and your skills, believes you might just have what it takes to survive. She's usually right and has a good eye for talent, but don't think you can be able to just wander into the wilds and stake a claim. Aternum is no place for the faint of heart. Now, to keep you from rattling through the settlement, your first stop should be Trader Vijayan at the trading post right behind me. She'll be your connection to what we call the economy here on the island. Standing. There's a standing meter, huh? I want to take this honey. Yes, you are the new one. I can still smell the fresh salt on your clothes. Magistrate Bond has sent you to me, rather, so that I may instruct you on how to improve your lot in life. Not that you have any direction to go, given your state. I am Vijayan, trader of this settlement. To begin with, this is a trading post. Each settlement across Aternum holds one, as it is how commerce is conducted here. Without one, life becomes difficult. Now, travelers like you can place buy, sell orders of a trading post for whatever you may want, or have. Other travelers can view those orders and choose to purchase what you've posted for sale. Okay, so it's the auction house. I just got something. Where is it? Maybe I didn't. Maybe I'm insane. Alright, let's put something up on... Let's put something up for sale. I will buy this one stone. I will sell this one flint. Let's put it there for 99. Let's undercut the competition. It costs way more to list it than to do that, but whatever. Yeah, sure. You can follow the instructions, which is better than some I've had to deal with. There may be hope for you yet. Checking out my trading post, blah, 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 blah. As spending a long while out in the hinterlands of Aternum, you will discover an array of valuable items, many of which you wish to keep and trade with others. Your first thought might be to start a slow hike back to the settlement, and while you can't do that, I want to show you a way to take care of both your problems. I'd like to go to the end here by requesting room for... Yes, I already did this. Second stop should be at the storage shed in the settlement. With the influx of new arrivals, decide to make a space for travelers to store what they may not wish to carry. So I definitely did that already. Whew. I have one unspent territory standing point. What is this territory standing point? Buy territory reward. Oh, you can decrease tack rates. You can increase gathering speed. Buy a house. Let's do standing game. Excuse me. Okay. That's setting your Hearthstone, essentially. Let's go down and see if I can't find this storage box. Where is it? It's right here. Yeah, storage shed. Here's a shed. You can store things in it. Ah, this all has weight. This all has weight to it. Okay, good to know. Hey, look at that. Oh my god, it's a searchable storage. So many games don't have the ability to let you search your storage. Destiny, I'm looking at you. Alright, so far I'm into this game. I don't know if I would play it religiously, but I like it. Having that room at the end will serve you well in the future, particularly if you find yourself a great distance from here. Keep in mind that you may only have a room registered to you once at a time. It makes sense. It's a Hearthstone. As far as you have items in your storage set, keep a close eye on them. While everything in place safe and secure, there's a limit to how much you can store. Gotcha. Obviously, more importantly, what you leave here can only be retrieved from here. So it's not a connected item storage, it seems, either. The economy of the island may still be young, but over time it will blossom with help travelers like yourself. But up in a more local way, Overseer Oaks may be the person for you to speak. She's interesting. She had a harder time than most here, but I wouldn't be able to tell it. Even with her behavior, she's been an asset to the settlement, responsible for organization of most of what you see around here. She'll be upstairs in the town hall. Mm-hmm. Hi. Hello. Welcome. I'm glad you stopped by. I'm Overseer Tabitha Oaks. It's a pleasure to meet you. I take care of all the administration work for the governor. It's my job to keep up construction in the settlement, too. So, I know you just arrived, but what do you think of the settlement so far? Isn't it great? Everyone's been really helpful in helping build this place up. And that's where you come in, friend. If you can get the raw materials, I can show you how to refine them into even better materials. Then, even better. I'll show you how to contribute them to a project here at the settlement. Stone comes from those big boulders all around. Wood is, of course, from trees. And rawhide can be skinned from the animal running outside. Here's a list of everything we need. Okay. Oh, it's like random every time. Looks like it rolls 3 perks. Upgrade fort to tier 2. Increase the gates and HP. Okay, so it will get raided. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. Whew, boy. Ugh. Alright, so we go out, we find some shit. Not a problem. It's gonna be alright. Okay, that hurts, but not as bad as it could. Hurts, but not as good as it could. This is me cutting down that tree. Okay, but that alone gave me like 22 wood from it, so it's not bad. Ow, shit. Fucker's gonna kill me. Alright, eat. I think I'm out of bullets. I am. I need a boulder of some kind. Ah, got a couple right here. It's an interesting echo when I hit that. But you get crack. It takes a while to crack like one boulder, but you get a lot of resources from it. For example, I went from 0 to 47 stone, which is more than halfway what it's asking for. This should give me the rest. It's a good tree. It takes a while. It takes a while. Now I need a boar or a wolf. Ah, there we go. This works. No shit. There we go. This should be enough. Now we go back. Standard MMO bullshit. Did I not carve this guy? I don't like the fact that that guy's name Slam the Fart. There's a lot of campfires out there. No, I just saw Slam the Fart run around here. Extreme trading tax. Only usable during the pre-war phase. Okay, we're not in a war yet, so. Oh, you got it all. That's great. Let's see. Stone looks good. Wood's really nice quality. That's plenty of useful rawhide. Magistrate bronze, right about how handy you are. Now that you brought us all this back, it's time to turn it into something useful. We set up workshops throughout the settlement so everyone can refine their own resources, and everyone really should know how to do it. The workshops in turn find the workshop and turn those materials into something great for the settlement. It's real simple. Yeah, you would think so if I could talk. You should be able to get everything you need with simple tools, but they have a habit of breaking. Boo. They're pretty simple to make, so you shouldn't have any problem if that happens. When you have everything on the list, bring it all back. Did I not do this already? Yeah, I think she's just repeating herself. Oh, okay. Now I actually have to go craft stuff out of that stuff. Gotcha. This is all tutorial stuff for the most part. Just teaching you how to do the basics. Read it. I need the stone cutter table, which is down there. Wood shop. I need timber. A lot of it. Just does it all at once. Nice. Storage shed. I need stone blocks. And then I need coarse leather. Where is the tanner at? It's gotta be a tanner up there, right? Yeah. Get up there. So anyone's out there who's watching, what's your first opinions of this game so far? That's a lot of people just hanging out here. Armor case. What the hell's an armor case? Oh, they're still sitting up here. I didn't even see them. You just get your rewards up here. No idea what that did for me. But it's alright. Town project. Oh, town project sport has been updated. Let's go take. It's gotta be this right here, right? Yeah. So this is what we have. Hey, look at that. Completed. Next event, complete gate to 2. So these places have to get attacked as well, right? Because they're letting us complete. They're letting us upgrade gates and stuff. Yeah, we have to get under attack because they wouldn't let me. They would not let us be upgrading gates if we didn't have something like that. And then there's this war button. And if I look at this, there's like upcoming war, right? So something's about to go on there. Excuse me. In conflict. I don't know what these two bars here are. Like, what is this? What is this bar here? I guess right here on your vision. Where it's slowly going purple. Is that like control? Like what side has what control over it? And then you have these places, which is just not claimable at all. Pants. Yeah. I hate this, like, even thing that I got going on. The min-maxer me screaming at me. And then suddenly it's daylight. Oh, shit. Does that actually hurt? I have no idea what that was. None. No clue. So you're the newcomer of the settlement. Word is spread, and Magister Braun has spoken quite highly of your abilities. I'm looking forward to putting your mind to the test as the others focus on testing your physical prowess. Magistrate Braun has rightfully sought my expertise regarding a box of some kind as well. Ah, there it is. I believe that with some time and study I might be able to unlock it. However, this box was sealed for a reason. And given the effort taken, I must assume that this holds something powerful. Given the insidious forces of corruption on the island, I cannot give you aid to them in any way, so you must establish your bona fides before I will discuss this further. Even with that, Magistrate Braun bid me to instruct you in the finer points of the smithing craft. And that I can certainly do. You're a man of simple wants. In a game of tricorners and hammers meets those wants. Fair enough. I love the hat. I love that hat, man. It's a good hat. It's a real good hat. All these quests are very much doing the basic, this is how you play an MMO, which I actually like. Far too often an MMO just throws you into the world and assumes that the player knows what they're doing. Yes, it is boring at first, but what I wish they would do is have a skip the introduction quests button. But I don't know if they'll have that or not. It's a difficult to address problem because a lot of people have played MMOs. They know how to craft, for example. But what if you never played one before? Craft iron ingots at the smelter. Yeah, it looks like a smelter. That crafting tax sucks. Although I do like that I can just say make this many and it makes them like that. I don't have to just stand around there waiting for it. Talk to the survivalists. We will. It's gotta be the skinner, right? Or not the skinner, but the person that teaches you skinning and hunting and tracking. That's right, I don't have a dedicated jump. Ah, they're up there. What the hell? Oh, okay. All I saw was the top. I thought he was a wolf man for a second. Ring slot. Excellent. Gotta go make... Oh, that's why all those camps were just out there. That explains why when I was running up this way that one time, I just saw those 20 camps hanging out here. Camping is restricted in landmarks. Fair enough. That's why I see all of these camps. I'll add to it. Huh. Right there. Oh, I need material to do it. I don't have flint. That's also, say, a way to build siege weapons. If indeed this is going to play like I think it does in PvP. Move back to complete. There we go. Respawn point activated. Good to know. And then I can make the most basic of stuff. Ammunition, like a basic sword if need be. Okay. I like it. I like that you can actively cut down, like this tree right here. Fuck this tree. I don't like this tree. I don't like this tree at all. I really like that the tree actually is here. It's a physical presence. And it just, the whole thing collapses. I couldn't tell you why I like that. But I see something like that and I see potential in PvP combat stuffs. Like if it comes down to sieges. If this game has like some sort of siege in it. Like, Age of Camelot, Dark Age of Camelot, or Warhammer Online, Warhammer Reckoning, whatever that was called. If it has something like that in here, awesome. I know Guild Wars 2 has it as well, but it was never really part of the overall map. It was never part of this. It was always its own separate world versus world server. I want them in this. That could be cool. Where it's not PvP until it is PvP. And that's like, all right, anyone entering this area, you might get fucked up. I don't know if that's the case or not. Wait. Yeah, I want some berries. Fuck. Nah, I don't need to cut that down. What the hell's that up there? That's where I'm going. I like the scale of everything, too. Like, that is the size of a windmill. Daddy Warbucks versus Toad Liquor, huh? There's a bunch of people just fighting each other here. Oh, no, no, they're actually fighting something. Oh, Jesus. Did I actually get a point for that, or have I always had that? Fresh water. Oh! You have like a breath meter. Does it kill me? Or does it just start doing damage? It kills you. Okay. Revive at last campfire. So if you run out of breath, you die. You don't just start taking damage. It has my last body marked on the map, too. Wonder if I dropped anything. Wonder if I dropped anything. We're gonna find out. So it's around here somewhere. Okay, I've not seen like a spawned body anywhere. I think it just marks where you died so you can get back there. Murder fist. Oh, shit. I'll help you, buddy. It's a giant-ass wolf. I like the scale. I like the scale to the game. Ooh, miner boots. Miner select. 2% chance of getting rare items when mining. Okay, so not something that I want. I mean, cool to have if I'm actively going out mining, which I'm not right now. Gonna have to wait for shit to spawn. The curse of the MMO. He gets the kill for it. Or he gets the... I got the kill, but he gets the crafting. Only one person can craft the animal. Excuse me as I craft this thing. Raha! Add them up. Move in and roll them up. Roll them out. I know that ain't the lyrics still, but I think the message is clear. I need one more of these goddamn things. What the hell's he going? And that's that. We now go back to Full Moor Den. Full Moon Den. Full Moor. I can read. But first, what's this way? Excuse me. I don't think there's anything this way. Very pretty world. Like I said, the world is... Man, do I like the world. Man, do I like the world. I think it's a good world. Oh, I gotta go all the way down there. What's this weird diagonal area? Like, I can see these dotted lines. Makes me wonder what the deal is. Just turns out this place way farther than I thought it was going to be. Way farther away than I thought it was going to be. Oh, you know what? I think I actually was in this area earlier. Oh shit. Okay. 60-minute cooldown on the Hearthstone. That's fair. It's fair enough. The missing sound is on my end, by the way. It's me alt-tabbing out of things. Skin wolves for Corsair. Well, I gotta find some wolves first. Like that. Wolf's too... Ah, shit. Oh, and I'm bleeding now. Captain Red Bear. That's a name. If you're not gonna skin... Oh, it's a... Yeah, well, I'll skin that turkey. I'll pluck that bird. I swear I saw that guy in here earlier. Ooh, Explorer's Coat. What's that do? Yes. It's so weird playing this after the Avengers, because the Avengers, anytime you get gear, did not change the way you look. Which is normal. You should normally change the way you look in a gear game. And now that this is doing like the most normal of things in any kind of game where you get gear, it's just like... It stands out more, because I just finished a game that didn't allow you to do that. What the hell's that? I'm gonna harvest this fungus. Oh, that's what I used to change colors, probably. I just see that tree going down. You know, I could just remove this brush and make it easier to see the wolves when they're coming. Got him. I think I saw something over there. I appreciate how full the game is as far as... I know I was saying it was empty earlier. Oh, shit. But when it comes to, like, its foliage, I like it. Ow! Fuck. I definitely appreciate that. Alright, let's see if we can't find another wolf somewhere. The random chickens. I like the way this looks. I like the art style of the game. The world looks cool. Huntsman. Fire 3 hours quick succession. Last arrow is charged to increase range and cause a knockback. Or Bowman. Relatively long wind-up 3 hours of shot from the bow at the same time spread horizontally. Each arrow can hit an independent target or all the same if timed correctly. We'll take that. I'm very curious as to what that might be. That definitely blocks vision. That absolutely blocks vision. Okay, I see how that works.
I can.
I clicked off the game for a second and brought up the stupid ass Microsoft Health menu. If you were wondering what that noise was. Oh, I'm about to die. Did I not have a sword equipped? That's fine. We'll blood port. Oh, I can't. Okay. I just can't spawn there because it would use my, my fast travel. Yeah, weird. I don't know. Let's go on over here and find that survivalist I think is up here. I feel like I should be able to interact with that. Break down some of this stuff that I don't need anymore. There we go. That is really tiny in text. The situation lies rather precarious between the factions, as each one attempts to exert control over the settled areas of Aternum. Once fighting spread throughout these areas, but even they realized they had reached a tipping point. To that end, the three factions signed a pact which declared all settlements to be sanctuary in the stated circumstances of their internal war. The magistrates of all settlements enforced this agreement, but only when they agreed to direct all new arrivals to each of them, to give them an opportunity to present their cause and entice you to join. To fulfill my part in this, I directed to introduce himself to Commander Edwin of the Marauders. He's loud, boisterous, and full of himself, but the Marauders selected him as the representative here. He's on the deck of the ship above. Alright, this is we go talk to the factions. Gotcha, gotcha. Alright, with that, I think we're actually going to go ahead and pause for right now. I know I'm kind of just a touch early. I normally go 3 hours. We're at like 2.5 at the moment, but I do have some things I got to take care of, unfortunately. So, as far as this preview look of New World has gone, I like it. It's not blowing me away by any stretch of the imagination, other than the world. And by the world, I don't mean the lore, I mean the actual art design of the world itself. I love the way this game looks. I love the colonial aspect of it, and by that I don't mean like 1776. I mean we are coming onto a new world and colonizing it, and I love that look to it. I love the vistas. I love how the foliage is everywhere. I love that the trees can be cut down and you actually see them fall down. I love all of that. The crafting, the combat, all that other stuff, I've seen it done in a million other MMOs before. We'll see how that shakes out as time goes on. I'm going to go ahead and give one final disclaimer before we wrap it all up here. This code was provided for free by PR, so thank you to them for doing so. I do appreciate that, so I can take a look at this game. I believe you could also pre-order the game and get access to this early preview as well, but don't quote me on that. According to the chat, it was coming out in 2021. I believe if Amazon's webpage is to be believed, and they are the ones making the game, I want to say it was sometime in May 21st. Could have been March. Don't quite remember off the top of my head. It was a while ago. Yeah, I want to play around with this more. Is it something I would pay a subscription for? Nah, but if they go that Guild Wars 2 model, and I think they are, where you buy it once, say like 60 bucks out the gate, and then it's supported through microtransactions like Guild Wars' Gem Shop, okay, yeah, I'd play it then. I'm definitely liking that aspect of it. There are things I want changed, of course. I'd like to have some voice acting in the game rather than everything be text. I don't like how tiny a lot of the text is. I wonder if I can fiddle with that in the settings in the UI. I didn't really get too deep into that. And we haven't even taken a look at PvE, or PvP rather, at what these war zones are, development of the communities. There's a lot here we have not really taken a look at just yet. And we've only scratched the surface. We did have that unfortunate crash at the beginning of the game, but I didn't have any other problems after that point. So I don't know if that was just the server eating itself alive or what at the time. But for a game that's still 9 months or so away, yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing here so far. So I'll definitely have to keep an eye on it. Anyways, I am wrapping up right now. Urzuritz. No, this game is not out. It is in an early preview right now. The game doesn't release until next year. But anyways, like I was saying, thank you all for showing up. I do appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and head on out here. This has been GamePoints Presents New World. One final promo for the channel. If you like what you saw here and you support the stream, y'all know what streamers want. Follows and notifications turn on, bits, subs, likes, follows, all that good stuff. I'll be back again later tonight, maybe with more of this. I don't know. Probably something else, though. I don't want to put all my time into an MMO, only for them to potentially wipe the progress later, so I might put this on the shelf for right now and come back to it another date. Maybe if they do another preview, we can just see how they've come along and compare the rest to. Anyways, thank y'all for showing up. I'm out of here.